Welcome back to Country Tough with Brandy Von Holton. Today, this is a homesteading addition to this podcast. And today I have Ryan and Rene with me, and they have something called Little Farm Store, and they are east of Springfield, Missouri in Mansfield. So tell me a little bit about the Little Farm Store.
Well, the really quick bit of it is it's an online farmers market which sources its food from all the producers in our area, and we do a home delivery service.
Okay, so tell me some things that, are y'all growing them yourself, or you kind of like a point of contact for other farmers?
A bit of both. What we're doing ourselves is primarily we have a micro dairy and a fruit orchard. Mostly it's the micro dairy, which we produce ourselves.
Okay, so Rene, explain to me the micro dairy. Does that mean here we go. Let's do some answers that it's not. You're milking only small miniature animals, or you're only milking miniature cows, or you only do 1 cup at a time. Those are obviously wrong answers. So tell me what a micro dairy is.
It just means that we have just a few cows that we milk. So right now we only have 2, but normally there's 5 or 6.
Okay.
So it's just not a huge production.
Okay. And then what all do you sell the products from there?
We sell our milk and yogurt and cream through the farm store for that.
Okay. All right. So I have a friend who is making, I don't know if it's soap or lotion out of milk right now. Okay. So do you have any clients that are using the milk for anything like that?
Not from our dairy, but there are, lots of people who use goat's milk soap from the area that will do that.
Okay. So are y'all actually out there milking by hand, or do you have a vacuum pump, or like what's going on? So tell us the process of milking.
Yes, there is a machine. There's no bucket. And so it's just a simple claw-looking thing that you put on the cow's udder, and it milks it out, and then you empty it. And ta-da.
Yeah, I didn't know those existed until I went to this Mennonite lady's house, and I was expecting them to be out there in an apron and on a little stool just milking away, and nope, she had a kid on her hip, hooked that cow up, and it did the work with the vacuum. So how much does one of those cost? Do you know?
It was about $800, I think, for the whole setup.
Oh, that is affordable. I was expecting it to be $2,500. Post-COVID prices are horrible.
For sure, and this was a pre-COVID price. I'm not sure what they are now.
Okay, it's probably $5,000. No.
And it probably didn't. That didn't include the compressor, and it doesn't include the cream separator. So those are additional equipments which we have for that.
Okay. Do you make your own butter?
Yes, we do.
Oh, do you put any different flavorings in them?
No, not yet.
No? Okay. I know some people like to put garlic in there, or some people put honey and cinnamon in them,
Mm-hmm.
Do you whip your butter?
I do everything with the butter.
You do everything with
butter.
The butter.
Is everything.
Butter is life to me. So is bacon and sourdough bread. I love food, and especially I really like good food that's not filled up with chemicals and stuff that's going to harm us. Have you ever heard of the Yuka app? It's an app on my phone. Man, you can scan these barcodes, and so much of this food that's supposed to be healthy for you filled up with lies and deceit. Lies and deceit.
I believe it.
Yeah. I am so tired of thinking that I'm doing the right thing, and I, think that I'm investing in a good product, and no, I'm just somebody's cash cow. Mm-hmm. I'm just making money for somebody else, and I'm like, I'm done with that. I want to have my own butter. I want to know exactly what went into the animal that's producing something for me, or that I'm consuming.
Yep,
so,
where it came from and how it was treated and all the rest.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about how big is your operation? How do people, just tell me more about your business.
Well, right now we're working with about 35, 40 different vendors right now. And that includes everything from beef and cheese and all the poultry, garden produce. We've got a number of different bakers. What else have we got?
Soap.
Yeah, we've got soap.
herbal tinctures.
Okay. So do you have people that are, so tell me about some of their businesses. Like, do they ship to everywhere, or is it more mom and pop, or like, so tell me about those.
No, we work pretty much exclusively with small producers, somewhere between homestead and farmstead. We find that if they're like professional producers, they typically have a market already. And we're working with folks which want to expand their market, reach out of their immediate area, get away from the farmers markets. A lot of the folks which we work with, their only avenue really is farmers markets.
Okay. So you give them, so a lot of your clients do go to a farmer's market, but then they also want to reach other people. So they have this online market, which is Little Farm Store, and then people find out where things are close enough to them. Do they go to their house or delivery?
No, we assemble all the different orders. We have an online platform which people put their orders on. And once a week we collect all the different products and we package it and we deliver it to people's doors.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Do you know, okay, so here we are. We own Von Holton Ranch. We're a horse trail riding facility, but life goes so fast that I feel like I have tears going out the side because I feel like I'm going like 900 miles per hour. Man, the fact that you have something that is bringing it to people's door and it's healthy food, we've been like put through the ring, like we have 32 electric sites and 75 stalls. And then some of our events are 2 and 3 days long. Well, it takes us, several days. We work all week to work all weekend. Okay. We have zero time for ourselves and things are just going so fast. It's hard to take the time to get food into your house. It has been 10:30 at nighttime and I'm like, what do you want to eat? And he's like, and my husband's like, what do we have? And I'm like, we got some frozen broccoli and some Pop-Tarts. We have made the most disgusting meals, because we just were not prepared. So the fact that this is, it's like life-changing. Like the quality of their food will be better. The quality of their life will be better without all the nastiness and the lies in it. And then the people that are growing the food, like they're able to provide for their family with doing something that they enjoy.
For sure. And they spend all week doing the production and many of them enjoy the farmer's market, but it's working all week to work all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole working all week to work all weekend is pretty rough. We've been hitting it pretty hard lately because everybody thinks that whenever our facility's not open, that we have, that we're just gallivanting around like we're holding hands and skipping across this field or something. And no, we're like building things and redoing trail and marketing websites. That's a lot. So, I will tell you, I do business coaching. And a lot of people do not have the skill sets that they need to have a website. A lot of people in the horse industry in general are so good at what they do, but then it's kind of a secret because they don't have the skills to tell everybody or how do you take a picture or a video of yourself? Yes, you can get that done, but the fact that y'all are taking that out of their hands or their wheelhouse of what they're having to do, what a service to them.
That's a lot of the feedback that we get from the producers that we're involved with is they're so thankful that they say, oh my gosh, so you'll do the marketing.
Oh, well, in Facebook, you know what? So a lot of people don't realize that Facebook is for older people, right? And I hate that I'm the older person. I love Facebook. But, they've got Instagram now as a lot younger clientele. And man, it's just, and then there's TikTok, and then there's a YouTube channel, and then there's Twitter, and then it's just like there's so many things. It's a lot of people just put their hands up. They're like, no, it just overwhelms. They don't know how to get started. They don't know which platform to use. I love having a website because it's stationary. You can actually find what you're needing. And so many people just rely upon Facebook, and I'm like, man, you need to. A website's where it's at. That's the first thing I tell people. You need to have a website and you need to be capturing email addresses. So what do y'all have for your business? What social media or website, what do y'all have?
We have our website, littlefarmstore.com. And we also do have a presence on Facebook.
Sort of Instagram.
That's where I'm at, sort of Instagram. So I have an assistant with me, and I post on Facebook, and I'm like, I have her put everything over there, and I post it on one place and create the content, and then I have her disperse it. And then, because it's just so much. But Facebook is where it's at, and the website's where it's at. Instagram, you know what I have found with homesteaders is most of my clientele for my horse industry are a little bit older, but homesteading is any age. There's a lot of young people that are like, dude, there's so much going on with this world. I want clean food. I want healthy food. And then homesteading and fresh vegetables is all ages of people.
Yep, everybody eats.
Oh, everybody eats multiple times a day typically. Except for right now, I'm trying to do this fasting. I actually enjoy it. You know,
fasting feels good. Not
it
in the
does.
process, but afterwards, it feels really good.
Yeah, I love fasting, and you know what? I had to do it, but I had to divorce my coffee creamer. That was a rough breakup. Like, I feel like I need to write a letter to my coffee creamer and be like, I miss you. I miss you. I swear right now, I'm trying so hard to divorce some of the things that are just filled up with other additives, and I'm trying not to break my fast, so I had to get rid of the coffee creamer.
Or you could find some, real raw cream.
Yeah. Well, I just don't want to break the fast. And then I'm trying not to drink coffee after noon. So I'm kind of screwed out of that creamer because I just don't want to break the fast. But, I miss it. But I really think that I don't think I liked coffee. I think I really just like the creamer. And so I'm trying to force myself to like coffee, but it literally tastes like seeped cigarettes. It feels like I took the ashes out of a cigarette ashtray and mixed it with water.
Somehow that cream just mixes in there and just makes it a wonderful goodness.
It does, yeah. That creamer just, I was a honey girl or an organic stevia, and then I liked my almond creamer hazelnut flavor. It was probably death in a bottle. It probably was.
Yeah, and plenty of additives. We use all natural, the cream from our dairy and maple syrup in our coffee.
Maple syrup.
It's so good.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm over here like I'm about to drool. Yeah, that's my new thing is just I'm trying to get rid of all the stuff, and I think that I've gotten addicted to, and I don't want to be addicted to anything. Like I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't gamble. But boy, I'm an addict to coffee creamer and coffee, and I just had to kick the habit because I don't want anything to be in charge of me,
Well, I found a pretty decent substitute to coffee. It's actually a mushroom drink based in chaga.
I tried it, and it wasn't bad, but I mean, like, I guess I got to do some more research to figure out what I want to do. But a lot of people are going to mushroom, and then I'm like, I just need to stop. It seems like I'm going from one to another. Maybe I just need to go to water. I don't know.
Well, the chaga, though, is so healthy for you. I mean, it's a wonderful antioxidant and has all kinds of minerals. And
I was wondering, I'm sure there's, I didn't want to break the fast. So is there a crash afterwards?
Oh, no, not at all. It doesn't have the caffeine or anything like that either. But it's the thing which tastes closest to coffee and has that same mouthfeel, particularly with cream.
Man, I don't know if I feel like I need the caffeine. I think I'm an addict.
Well, then you could try mixing in some rhodiola. And that's a different herb which does a metabolism booster. Oh,
I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about, you'll have to inform me about this. So tell me what you're talking about.
Rhodiola rosea. It's an Arctic herb, which it's not caffeine, but it does boost your metabolism, and it can get your engine going.
See, I don't even care about boosting my metabolism. I just like that little energy pickup in the morning, but I guess that's a metabolism booster. But I didn't view it as that. I just viewed it as awesomeness in a cup. Okay. Didn't really care what it was doing for me. I just loved it. So tell me, what are some of the things that give me a big crazy list of all the fruits and vegetables that your vendors are able to supply people?
Well, it depends on what time of year. We're in the thick of salad season right now. So all the greens are coming up right now. The cucumbers are starting to show up. We've got asparagus, bok choy, all the different herbs, basil, rosemary, thyme.
Okay.
It really depends on the growing situation that each producer has, because we've got a guy in Springfield who can grow year round because he's got quite a number of greenhouses. So he's able to supply a lot of stuff on the shoulders of the season, whereas some of our other producers, are just in normal garden season. Mm-hmm. And so it really depends on what setup they have at their house as to what's available. But it's all good for us to learn to eat seasonally anyway, because I think it's better for our bodies and how things work. But so, yeah, but a lot of greens are coming up, and that's kale, chard, lettuce. What else is there?
Mizuna.
I don't even know what you said. What is Mizuna?
It's kind of like a spicy lettuce. It's technically in the mustard family, I think.
Okay, yeah, I did not know that existed. So, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite lettuce? Or no, not really?
All lettuce is pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get excited about. It's best in a
mix.
Yeah, I like a mix too.
Yeah.
Okay, so question to you. Do you have any people that are taking some of the spices and maybe like freeze drying them, or how do they? Do you have any clients that are doing anything like that you know of, or vendors?
Not for herbs. Not that I'm aware of. Okay. We do have one of our mushroom growers, which is freeze drying lion's mane and encapsulating it. They're not quite ready to sell yet, but he's still working on the process to get that done.
Man, that's really cool. So what's your goal with your business? Like, how many people do you want to become where there's multiple people doing the same thing that you are? You want to keep it small?
Oh, no. I want to go statewide with this. Right now, it's just the Springfield area, between Springfield out to Mountain Grove.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely in the works to go big.
Okay. So, and your version of going big is Missouri. You just want to be Missouri.
Well, that's as big as I think I can handle myself.
Okay, before
at that
you
point,
become
I think I need to get some more professional help to manage that type of thing.
Okay.
But no, it's the goal is to get a regional food system. Getting locally grown foods to local mouths, not relying on imports from Mexico and everywhere else. Just getting a regional food going.
To have it be fresh, so it's going from the farm to the table. And, right now we pick up everywhere on Wednesday, and we're delivering that food on Thursday and Friday. So it's fresh.
As fresh as you can get.
It's as fresh as it's going. Yeah, because the stuff that you're getting from the store, oh, man, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know how long it's been harvested. You don't know how long it's been in the store. You don't know where it came from. You don't know what chemicals was used on it. You don't know anything. You are so trusting. And if you get that Yucca app, you'll stop trusting all sorts of stuff. You won't trust anything. I mean, like for example, a deodorant that I was using, it has, no, it was a lotion. It was a lotion that I'm using. Yeah, it's linked to so many different types of cancer. And I was like, why is this sold? And so if you are just blindly going to the store and buying things like, oh, this smells good. Oh, this looks good. Man, you are just, you're probably going to end up with a whole bunch of different problems. Mm-hmm. You're going to end up you're being poisoned.
Yeah, and for us, you can see exactly where your food comes from. You can talk to the farmers, where we've just got our community website up, where you're in the same room, in essence, with all the farmers. If you have a question, you can ask them. We're touring all the different farms right now, videoing everything, so you can see the farm and see how they're doing their growth.
Man, that's amazing. That is, what a service that people don't even realize that they need, because we've just gotten so used to, I used to be a school teacher, and you know how many kids think that the food just comes from the grocery store. And I used to show them pictures of our calves, and we always have one named Freezer Meat. We always have a calf named Freezer Meat. And the kids are like, what? And I'm like, well, that's going to be freezer meat. And they're like, you're going to eat it? And I was like,
Where do you think it comes from?
I'm like, isn't the school serving hamburgers today for lunch? Like, come on. Like, I don't know. They just, there's a gap in the education or something just about their food. And people don't realize that if those grocery stores shut down, there are so many people that are not prepared for any kind of hardship or any kind of learning curve. They're not set up for any kind of self-sustainability. So that's why my husband and I have gotten into homesteading. And you know what? The more that we know, the more I realize I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel, you know what? And I know a lot about a lot of things, but I know that I have a huge, I think 10 years of learning in front of me before I feel like I'll be an intermediate. And then there'll be so many topics that I don't even know about. But with our facility, we have a wedding venue that we actually stopped doing weddings. We won Missouri's Best Place to Get Married in 2022 and 2023, but we stopped doing weddings because we want to host homesteading classes, but not with us teaching people, with bringing experts in their different fields. Because we're not an expert in all those fields. We're like a dabbler, but we have the facility to be able to make it nice for people to be able to come in and learn stuff. And there's a whole bunch of things that we do know about. Like my husband is an expert woods worker. He can build all sorts of stuff. I can do business coaching. I can do horses. I mean, we do rotational grazing. We know all sorts of stuff about hay. You know, we know there's a lot of things that we do know about. I mean, I used to teach ecology. I can do, animal, and I can teach you about botany. I can teach you all sorts of stuff, but there's all sorts of things I don't know, like canning. Pressure canning scares me to death. So we have a canning class that's going to be at our place, and I have somebody that knows all about canning coming in. You know, I just feel like with the world that we live in, I'm not trying to hide my shortcomings. I'm trying to be like, I don't know how to do this. Let's form a class. Let me get a teacher and let me learn. Like, it's not a time to kind of not act like you, or act like you know everything. It's time to learn.
Right. Yeah, we have a similar, that's part of the reason that we set up the community website the way we did, was to be able to bank on the expertise of the farmers and the producers that are with us. And we have an education component too, where we are setting up events and classes and things so that people that want to learn more about growing their own food, or producing their own food, or making stuff, can do that with the people, like you said, that know how to do it already.
I have learned so much from somebody that I was not expecting to learn something from. Sometimes even kids, like one time whenever we did our ribbon cutting, a kid was like, hey, are you going to cut one of those ribbons whenever you do your ribbon cutting for your trail facility? And I was like, yeah, I am. I forgot about that. And then I'll have somebody that ask me, hey, did you know about the uses of, like tallow, and using, like, that's the best facial cream I've ever had in my life. And now they're putting, my friend puts essential oils in it, and I'm like, I love this. This is better than anything that I can buy. I don't know. I just keep on feeling like the more that you're willing to listen, you can pick up stuff from all sorts of people, no matter if it's marketing or food production or anything. I don't know. It just seems like here I am in my 40s, and I feel like I'm a kindergartner in the education system. So what's the coolest thing that you have learned about any kind of fruit or vegetable since y'all have gotten started in this? Hard question. I know, right? You're like, what's something weird that you've learned?
How mushrooms grow.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's different ways to produce them. And it's, I love to eat mushrooms. Never thought about how they
grow,
cultivate them and do things. So, but yeah, there's different growing methods, but essentially they're all in these bins in the dark. And our one producer has some sheds that he's insulated and made into, good growing places, but they're these sawdust-looking blocks that he inoculates, and then they're on just racks in the shed, and they are all popping out mushrooms out the side. And you thought, well, Who'd have thunk?
You know, the biggest thing that I have learned, okay, so I learned recently, you know, I used to teach biology. So I was like, okay, I feel like I know some stuff. Folic acid is not your friend. That's I feel like such a, I'm embarrassed that I had taught like people that they needed to eat folic acid whenever
Because we were taught that.
Because we were taught that, and I just accepted that knowledge as correct, and I passed that knowledge on, and people trusted me as a teacher, you know. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I need to reach out to 11 years of students and be like, I was wrong. Don't do it. Don't do it. I feel so bad about that because I just trusted that knowledge. So that was one thing that I have learned. So I'm trying to get rid of folic acid in my life. That's really difficult with the foods that we have available to us, you know, like at stores. Then the next thing that I have found, I mean, like I never thought about it, but you can garden during the winter. Okay, like I did not realize how much gardening could be done during the winter. Even my husband was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It was actually one of the reasons I moved to Missouri, was the much expanded growing season. Because I'm actually originally from Alaska.
Okay. I'm from South Texas. Hey, nice to meet you here in Missouri. Where are you from?
Montana.
Okay. What the heck?
Also came to Missouri because things grow.
Oh, I came to Missouri because I tried to go to the Olympics as a heavyweight fighter. But then I met my husband and I stayed here. So here we are, an Alaskan, a Montanian, a Texan. We're just in Missouri trying to make the world better. So Alaska, tell us about the growing season there.
It's about 3 weeks long.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Really short season things you can grow there just fine. I wanted to grow fruit trees. So without a lot of investment and continuing energy costs, there's no way for me to grow fruit up in Alaska. That's why I moved here.
Okay. So you have the micro dairy, your own self, and then you also have fruit trees. He is all about fruit. You love sweet fruit, don't you?
So it's pretty delicious.
Oh, yeah. And you know how many people are like, you shouldn't eat fruit. It's got too much sugar. It's got too much sugar. And I'm like,
what most fruit has too much of is, pesticides and other things which are sprayed on them. And where my apples, they're covered in biology. They're ugly as all get out, but they are delicious.
Oh, yeah. Do you know how many stores will not take some fruits and vegetables if they're ugly or they're misshapen or something? And I'm like, wow, I would hate to be judged by a fruit inspector, I would not make it to the store, be like, you're odd shaped.
The statistics that I've read is that between 40 and 46% of the food, the produce especially that's made in the United States or grown in the United States is thrown out.
Wow.
And largely because of that is ugly food.
Ugly
Not quite
food.
Pretty enough.
Oh.
Out of spec.
That right there is so sad because there's so many people that need food. Yeah, I mean, like we've got issues. Our country has issues. And I love this country, but boy, the citizens need to realize that we're in charge of it, and we've just got to take back and charge our own health and our own food, because food is health.
And food is freedom too. I mean, if you don't have the ability to choose what food you eat, you really don't have freedom.
Right. No, 100%. Like people just need to, it's time to stand up in our country, and it really is time to make sure that you're not being poisoned. And because someone that's sick from eating foods that are not designed for us, they become people that end up paying so much for medical stuff. That, I mean, you just become part of the broken system. And the way to get out of the broken system is to have freedom. And freedom, I mean, food is life. I mean, we can't do without it. So our fruit, we just planted 2 peach trees and 2 apple trees. And then I got blackberry bushes this year. Nice. And I'm going to try blueberries. Everybody's got me so afraid of blueberries. Apparently they're so freaking finicky. But I'm going to try blueberries.
Well, they just take a different soil acidity.
Yeah,
so they just kind of have to be grown by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave those in some bigger pots. But the blackberries, I've heard that it's something that you can master growing.
Yeah, they're pretty easy. The one thing in Missouri, there's actually a pretty prevalent wild disease, which will get into the fruit and wither the fruit. So I don't know. It's a potentially problematic one. There's a lot of disease pressure for blackberries and raspberries.
All right, Ryan. So tell me what all kind of fruits that y'all have. Or did you already tell me? I can't remember.
Not yet. We have a variety of each of these, but we have apples and pears and peaches and plums and nectarines, plumcots, mulberries, pawpaw. Pawpaw is something which I've fallen in love with since moving to Missouri. They're delicious.
We used to sell pawpaw ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
We worked with a vendor, and her name is it's Geoffrey's Apiaries, but she has her own honeybees and sweetens her ice cream with honey, and she only uses Missouri dairy. And she puts all sorts of flavors in there. We had a coffee one, we had a coffee bean one, but we had pawpaw, and people are always like, "What's a pawpaw?" Everybody,
it's just a Missouri native.
They loved it. Well, and she also had one that had bacon in it.
Oh yeah.
And caramel. We sold the heck out of that ice cream. My favorite was I have trouble with this word, but it's pistachio. My mouth and tongue do not want to work when I say that word. I don't know. Do you have any words that you can't say? That one kills me every time. So anyway, pawpaw. Anything else that y'all grow?
I think that's most of the fruit list.
Most of the fruit list. Okay. So y'all have a huge orchard?
About 90 trees right now.
Wow. Okay. So you have a teeny tiny dairy, and then you have a not so teeny tiny fruit farm.
Though if I could do it over again, I would probably do about half as many trees.
Oh, okay.
It is just, I totally underestimated getting into this, how much time and effort trees take to maintain.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
With our trail facility, we put in 40 RV sites, and then we had 94 covered stalls. Well, then we're kind of at the end of the electric line, and we needed more electricity for my husband's wood shop. So we actually had to go from 40 RV sites down to 32. And then we were like, we don't need 94 stalls. So we decreased it down to 75. So sometimes, you grow out, you expand your business, and then you're like, hold on, I got to retract just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we did the same thing of and then with the weddings, we shut down the weddings because homesteading is something that we're already trying to do for our own self. My goal is to have enough food in our house for a year. I want to, that's me being a little bit of a prepper, but you'll call me a prepper, and then you'll call me the smartest person in the world if I ever need it, and I'm trying to, penny saved is penny earned. Well, I'm trying to save dollars, by having our own food and preserving it all. And I'm trying to increase my health. I'm a larger person, and my husband, whenever he turned 50, man, his health kind of it's like he hit a brick wall or something. In 1 year, he got glasses, hearing aids. He had to have some stuff cut off of his skin, and he had his gallbladder removed. And I'm like, good Lord. We got to spread that stuff out, buddy. But so we're trying to improve my health, his health. I'm trying to be healthier and lose weight at the same time. And so it's just homesteading is finding us, and it feels like the right direction for us, for our clients, for our country, for everything right now. So, all right. If people wanted to find you, it's littlefarmstore.com. Mm-hmm. And then how many people how many customers do you have? Or is that fluctuate? Or are they on
fluctuate.
Are they on subscriptions with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, they're on subscriptions. That is smart on their part.
Yeah, we have about 40 subscribers right now, and then I don't know, anywhere between 10 and 20 intermediate customers.
Okay, but y'all are looking to expand that, so that's going to be great. Yeah,
we do have a big contact email list, and so it's really, we've been working on our infrastructure And then this year is all about trying to really reach out to those people who've shown interest and say, hey,
well, I know
join
a lot
the
of
team.
people. Well, I know a lot of people in Springfield, and Springfield is filled up with so many restaurants. Are y'all able to service any restaurants?
Not at this time. It's kind of a balancing act between getting more producers and more mouths to feed.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that where you've got one bar graph that goes up, and then the other one needs to come up, and then the other bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
could
this last year we collected quite a few different producers, and now it's time to pick up the other side.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. You know, that's the way a horse grows, is kind of that its hind end will grow. Well, then you're going downhill on your animal, and then the front end will grow, and then you're kind of sliding. But it's the same teeter-totter as, yeah. So, well, man, I wish you the best. And on Facebook, is it just Little Farm Store? Man, that is some great marketing on y'all's part about getting that name. The name is beautiful. If you would like to see what we have for homesteading, we have our yearly expo, and then we have monthly classes, and we connect with all sorts of experts, but that is countrytoughhomesteading.com. And our horse trail riding facility, we do not have trail riding horses for you. People bring their own horses or they camp, and that's at vonholtenranch.com. And Von Holten is a German last name. Nobody ever gets it right, but it's VONHOLTEN, Von Holten. So with that German last name, there's the Holtens, Van Holtens, Von Holtens, because it's like a caste system. And so Von is supposed to be aristocratic. That's why you don't hear about it. You just hear Van all the time. We're not aristocratic. That name just has been with the family for a long time. So, all right. Well, hey, thank you very much for tuning in to Country Tough with Brandy Von Holten.